Hi, Jewish Mom. So I want to share with you a story which I feel it's actually quite embarrassing, quite a bit of a silly story, but it's real and it's from my heart, so I want to share it with you. So last week, it was a big, big week for the Weisberg family. A lot of big decisions. My oldest daughter, who's in 12th grade, had to decide where to do her national service, her Shirut Lomi. And Baruch Hashem, she decided and she's very excited. And also, my 8th grader had to decide where to go to high school. So the problem with high schools is that many high schools are hard to get into. So my daughter applied to 3 schools as her teacher recommended. So my daughter had her first choice, second choice, and third choice. So my daughter last Sunday, a week ago today, was accepted to her third choice. Then her second choice, which we thought she'd be an easy shoo-in for that school for various reasons, she soon after she got into her third choice was rejected from her second choice. And then I found out that her second choice, that the daughters of 2 of my friends were accepted to my daughter's second choice. And my daughter wasn't even waitlisted, she was rejected. And I really felt really jealous. And it was interesting because I usually don't feel so jealous. I usually don't feel jealous of people. I think that I've lived long enough to know that when you see when you see people who appear to have kind of perfect lives, that usually things are kind of more complicated underneath the surface, that everyone has their nisyonot, everyone has their challenges and their pekale and their things that they're dealing with in life. Everybody. Um, and but so for me, it was an unusual emotion to be feeling jealousy. I really felt jealous of those girls who got in and jealous of those mothers. And it was the reason I feel like this is a very silly story to tell is because this wasn't even my daughter's first choice. The problem was that the first choice wasn't going to tell us, wasn't going to give answers until the following Thursday. So basically, I had 4 days to feel jealous, 4 days to feel resentful, 4 days to look at their daughters and think, oh, is that their daughter? She looking at sort of like just feeling jealous of like all these things that the daughters have, like, but my daughter's this and my daughter's this, and all like kind of the resentful thoughts. And so it was very significant to me last week reading. And again, I apologize because it's so silly to be drawing on something. Someone last week I quoted from Rabbi Gavriel Sassoon, whose 7 children were tragically lost in the Brooklyn fire a year ago. And I apologize for sort of making the connection between this and between like what he said and applying it to my situation because my situation is so ridiculously silly. But at the time, it was helpful for me to read what he said. When people asked him, I posted it last week. When people asked him, people assume that he's saying, why me? Like, why me? Why did this happen to me? Why my 7 children? Looking at all the families who are unharmed, all the families that everything's going fine for them, and why me? Why did I have to endure this tragedy? And he said something so powerful. He said a Jew doesn't look to the sides. A Jew doesn't look at this one and say, why not him? A Jew doesn't look to this one and say, why not her and her family? A Jew just looks forward and sees Hashem and says, sees Hashem in front of them and says, Hashem, this is for me. This nisayon that you gave me, it is for me. Like without questions, just looking ahead and just seeing Hashem. And as silly as this sounds, last week, what really helped me was just looking forward and saying, Hashem, I know that whatever is going to happen, it's from you. So we were waiting, Baruch Hashem, thank God my daughter actually did get into her first choice that Thursday. Thank God, and she's very happy, and we're very happy for her. But it was like in that situation of feeling jealousy, then those words from Gabriel's sister, just looking forward and just saying, okay, whatever happens, even if my daughter hadn't gone into her first choice, even if my daughter hadn't gone into her third choice, whatever happens, it's from you, Hashem. That there's some reason, like you're taking me on the road which I'm meant to be going. You're taking me on the life's journey. Am I taking my daughter on the life journey which she is meant to be, the best life journey for her? Thank you very much. So yeah, so. I've been in Rabbi Niven's Chabura. Rabbi Niven is doing a very something I'm really enjoying. He does, in addition to in parallel to his regular Chaburas, his regular classes, he the whole year round he does like 5 week series, 4 or 5 week series, where he takes on where he looks at a certain issue in depth. So now we're looking into emuna, into faith. And living with more powerful faith. And this past week, he was talking about a topic that I really, really enjoyed hearing about. He was talking about telling a story about a person who has a very, very difficult relative, very difficult relative. He named her Aunt Clara. So this person knows that that once a month she has to speak with Aunt Clara, and that during that conversation, she's going to be taken to the meat grinder. During that conversation, she's going to be told that she is, irresponsible. Her house is always a mess. Her children are chutzpahdik, and she doesn't know how to educate them. And her husband's this, and she is this, and she needs to lose a few pounds or a lot of pounds. Sort of nonstop criticism. I think probably all of us have some kind of difficult relative, or at least somebody in our lives like Aunt Clara. And Rabbi Niven was just talking about how we can dread these interactions, or we can just look at it and say, and remind ourselves that the point of life is avodat hamidot. The point of life is to perfect our character traits. And if you, in every interaction, in everything that happens, that you say to yourself, I have to speak with Aunt Clara, or I have to deal with the bank teller, or I have to deal with a difficult neighbor, or whatever you have to do. Then to always remind yourself, okay, what character traits am I perfecting right now? Why is Hashem sending me Aunt Clara right now? Is it to work on my sense of self-esteem? Is it to work on my characteristic of anger? Is it to work on the characteristic of caring what people think about me? Is it that I need to be working more on establishing criteria in my life? Meaning that if my living room is clean, and my kitchen, I've done the dishes, then that for me is a clean enough house. Even if Aunt Clara comes and she does her dust test, does the white glove test, and she says it's filthy here. If you've set up your criteria and okay, clean living rooms, and I've done the dishes and I've done all the dishes in the kitchen, I know that for me is clean enough. Then Aunt Clara can't get to you. And that's it. It's like if you're able to really be thinking to yourself, in difficult situations like this, like Hashem gave this to me, Hashem sent Aunt Clara to me to perfect this. And this is the point of my life. This is my goal in life, is to be doing this, is to be working on working on the character traits which I need to be working on. And Rabbi Niven called it. He said it's a boxing match of character traits when you have these difficult situations. So I think just thinking back, for me, like feeling that jealousy. And again, I apologize. It's such a silly example, but having to work for a few days on overcoming that feeling of jealousy of my friends' daughters, and just thinking, okay, no, I'm not looking to this one, not looking to the right, I'm not looking to the left, I'm looking straight ahead. Hashem, 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 what do you want from me now? Hashem, I believe that wherever my daughter does or does not get into school, this is the best possible path for my family and for my daughter. So I want to share, just in conclusion, I just want to share an interesting story I just heard. That Rabbi Vronsky, who was up until a few years ago, he was the chief rabbi, the head rabbi of the IDF. So Rabbi Vronsky, he just turned 65 this year. And he really, really, really wanted, he heard about somebody who was very sick who needed a kidney. And he really, really wanted to donate that kidney. But the doctors were refusing and refusing because of his advanced age. And really for a year, he waged a real battle that he said, no, I'm healthy enough and I want to go. I want to give this kidney to this person. And so I guess against medical advice, he did it. And there's an incredible, incredible story I saw today on Arutz Sheva, and it was also in Otiot magazine this week. That I'm sorry, in Olam Katan, that Rabbi Ronsky, when they went in, the doctors went in to take out the kidney, and at that moment when they went in, then they found a cancerous tumor right there in his right there in his abdomen. And because they, otherwise they would have never found it. But because he was donating his kidney, at that moment was exactly the stage where they could still take out the cancerous tumor and save his life. And it's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling just to think how perfect that was. It's like this amazing miracle. And I think also, like, there it's like this wonderful miracle. But then you look at, people who have been through difficulties, and people who are in challenging situations, and also in that, and saying, okay, like that was perfect, and this is also perfect. Seeing also Hashem in that. Not looking to the side, not looking at this one who didn't happen to them, this one didn't happen to them, looking straight ahead and saying, Hashem, 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 this is from you. So I want to bless all of us that we shouldn't look this way, that we should look through whatever happens, whatever challenges God sends our way, then we should just look ahead, not look this way, look straight ahead and just say, Hashem, I know this is from you. This is because you have a specific, perfect mission which you have given me in my life. Because Hashem, you have a specific character trait, you've given me a specific character trait, which you are now giving me the gift of being able to fix it and perfect it in this life. I want to bless all of you Jewish moms with an amazing, amazing week. Kol Tov.